there! I'm just doing a quick video because I got a little bit sunburned yesterday. I don't know if you can see that there. Oh yeah, I'm sure you can. We were out fishing, so now I figured it would be a good opportunity to show you the foundation, just to show you, how good a coverage it gets. And if you're able to see there, my face is a little bit pinker than what it usually is. And this is the color Almond in the Make Sense foundation. And when I originally ordered it, the regular one was out of stock, so I just went with the anti-aging one. But the only difference is that the anti-aging has a little bit more moisture in it, because usually for more aged skin, it's a little bit drier, so I figured probably a little bit more moisturizing would work. So it gets a little bit oily on my skin, but not too bad, so I'm still able to use it. But I'll go ahead and start out here with the daytime moisturizer, and I use the one in normal to oily. I kind of want to try one for a little bit more oilier skin and just see how it works. But I'll just put on one pump of that, and it's kind of nice because you can see there, it's got the pump system, so you're literally losing no product as the deal goes up to the top, so it's kind of neat. So I just put this all over my face, and it's a good base to start with the foundation. Alrighty, so got that all on, and I'll let it set in just a little bit. And now usually when I use the foundation, I'll use one of those little makeup sponges to, kind of pat it on, I guess. But I don't have mine right now, so I'm just using one of these little sponge deals that came with my other old makeup things. And I've used it before and it seems to work okay, so I'll just use it again. But the foundation has the same sort of pump system as the lotion does, so as it goes up, it pushes all the product up with it. So I'll just go ahead and start with one pump on the sponge here and see how it works. And this foundation is the color that my skin is usually, but obviously it's a little bit more pink, so I'll show you how it's able to cover that. So I might kind of start right there, and you can see already what a color difference that is. And I'm no makeup artist by any means, but I'll do my best. And I'm just using my phone to record this, so I'm just looking at myself in the video screen, so we'll see how well I'm able to do with that. But you can see already that it's kind of covering quite a bit. And you can especially tell because the foundation is now a completely different color than my skin. So, yeah, look at that. Covering it right up. And that's just with one pump so far. And keep blending that out some. Now my lips stand out like no other. And then kind of blend it down my neck some. And it was just my face that got sunburned, so my neck's still pretty good right here, up until my chest. It's like, almost matches the color of my shirt, isn't that ridiculous? But I don't know about you guys, but I like to put it on my eyelids too, just because sometimes my like the veins on my eyes can show, so this covers it up. And then if I got sunburn on my eyelids too, then now everything can match. Okay, so I pretty well covered up the bottom part of my face. I don't know if I can get any closer to show you. Oh gosh, is my face feeling? That's but yeah, not pretty decent coverage actually. So I'll do maybe like half a pump for the top of my face. And then I've got my hair pulled back from work, so I figured I'd leave it back just so that I could put this on and not get my hair in the way. So I'll kind of try and blend it out in my hairline a little bit. But yeah, no, this foundation covers it right up. So if you're looking for a heavy coverage foundation, I highly recommend the Make Sense to You, which is what I'm using here, just because, look at that. Isn't that pretty cool? And now my face is kind of the same color as my skin there that didn't get sunburned. And it was really, really red before. So, I haven't used it a whole lot, but just showing you now, it works pretty good. So I might get up a little bit closer. You can kind of see there, it almost doesn't even look like I have anything on. So that's pretty nice. I'll try and blend it down my neck just a little bit more, but unless I put it on my chest, my head, and all that's going to be a totally different color anyways. So after you put on the foundation, your best bet for setting it with any powder is the, I think it's the translucent loose powder. And it comes in a little container like this, and it's got a brush on the end. Personally, I don't really like the brush just because it's really rough, but as far as their planning went, it's a really cool idea because you can just kind of shake it out through the brush and put it on that way. But I'm just using one of my other makeup brushes I have here. And they at least make it nice. So if you have the lid on here, you can unscrew the brush off it, and then you can just tap it out like that. So I've got the lid to something else here. I'll just tap out a little bit to use on there. Whoa, okay, that was a lot. Probably don't need quite that much to go on my face at one time. But so I'll just pick up a little bit with the brush. And I usually go over my eyes first just because any makeup that I put on there can tend to crease really fast. So if I cover that with powder first, then I can go about the rest of my face and not have to worry about that. So, got that all covered up there. And if you finish it off with the powder here, you'll be able to do pretty much anything with your face and darn well go swimming with it, and the makeup won't come off. So, it's pretty neat. And you could probably go without the powder if you wanted, but it wouldn't stay on as well. And personally for me, I like my face to feel a little bit more dry, and any foundation that I put on tends to still have that kind of oily feel. So I just put powder over it, and then we're good to go. Alrighty. Make sure I got everything. Alrighty, and take a look at that. I'd say it did a pretty good job. And then just a heads up, if you want to put lip sense on after this, you can kind of see on my lips that some of the foundation got on there. So it's always a good idea to take your oops remover, and if you just do a coat of that quick, and then rub your lips together. Then, if you just wipe it off with a towel, that'll get all the makeup off so that you can actually start with fresh, dry and clean lips. So if you just wipe it off, and I don't know if you can see that there, but there was some foundation on my lips, even though you couldn't really tell. So it is important to wipe all that off before you put on your lip scent. Alrighty, and there you have it, a face that's ready for lip sense, and it's all covered up. Pretty darn good coverage if you ask me. So thanks for joining me, and I'll post a picture, I guess on the end of the video with the lip sense on. I'm going to put on pink champagne, so just a real nice plain summer color. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time.